Today we are going to review getting a common denominator to add and subtract fractions. You may stop the video here and write that down. You want to use the smallest number you can as your common denominator. You may pause the video again. The smallest common denominator is the LCM, or least common multiple. Sometimes you get the least common multiple by multiplying the denominators. Let's look at this problem, 2/3 plus 1/2. If I multiply 3 times 2, I'm going to get 6. That is the smallest number that I can use. It's the least common multiple of the two denominators. And so the way I'm going to get a common denominator is multiply both of these numbers by 1. If I multiply a number by 1, it won't change the value. So I'm going to use this form of 1 on this fraction and this form of 1 on this fraction. So I'm multiplying by 2 divided by 2 and 3 divided by 3. So this one, 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. And 2 times 3 is 6. Now, that's going to give me 7/6, which simplifies to be 1 1/6. Remember that you are dividing 7 by 6. You have one whole, and you have one part left over, and the parts are sixths. It was being divided into groups of 6, so one of those sixths is left. So that's one way to get a common denominator. Whenever you have a fraction that you can multiply the two denominators together, and that will be the least common multiple, that's the method you should use. You always can get a common denominator by doing this, but sometimes it's not the smallest one and you're creating more work for yourself.